show you the podium. So there have different comments. Stephanie is in green, so then you'll go over here and you'll be yellow. But just in case something gets screwed up, just go for the yellow tab.
Okay, so
these are the outline that I sent you for your comments.
okay,
Okay.
great.
So, there you go.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this incredible theater. My name is Dan Carmichael. I'm here with my wife, Holly, our wonderful kids, Dexter and Maggie, and the entire team from Lead Balloon Productions. We are excited and thrilled to let you know that we have purchased this iconic venue. We will restore it, we will preserve it, and we will fill these halls with music, comedy, performances of all types. I'd like to thank the Hinmans for 40 years making this one of the greatest venues in the country. To say we are excited is an understatement. We can't wait to dig in and get this theater back filled with performances.
This project is really personal to Dan and I. We had one of our first dates here at the State Theater. And yesterday was our 18-year wedding anniversary, so this thing makes magic happen.
Great.
We also, our daughter Maggie, she got to experience her first concert here and meet her musical hero. And we know that this process was so much more than just a real estate transaction. It's such a magical place, as I hope you feel just being in here. The architect, John Eberson, just did wonders for the world, and there aren't many left. And so we cannot wait to dig in and preserve it and make sure it can last for centuries to come.
When you today, or when you ever have walked under that marquee and in here, you know that you are in a different place. You are someplace special. You are someplace with soul and heart and generations of memories. And to be part of that is incredible. I've been to so many venues. As a stand-up comedian, I've performed on a lot of different stages, and none of them have the soul or character that this building possesses.
And while we don't plan to reopen our doors tomorrow for performances, we do plan to roll up our sleeves and get right to work. We are thrilled to be digging in with our architectural team to make the State the whale catcher we know that she can be, and make sure that it has the backstage amenities to support world-class acts and be an amazing community venue. This place is iconic, and it has so much to offer. It's a hub for our community. It's where Kalamazoo gathers and allows our guests to come. Part of our priorities include, of course, historic preservation. It has a lot of significance and meaning being on the National Registry, but we also plan to focus on safety and accessibility, usability and flow, as well as tech modernization. We really can't wait to dive in. We love this place and are honored that we were selected to be the next stewards.
Kalamazoo has always been an incredible hub for business, sports, and absolutely the arts scene. We think that that soul of art is cornerstone here, and we want to embrace that. We want to challenge that. We want to make this the absolute art of entertainment in the state.
In just a few short years, the state will celebrate its 100th birthday. And we hope that you'll all be back to help us kick off that milestone in some fabulous way. I can't thank you all enough for coming here. I want to give thank yous to our team, our team at Warner. They've been amazing help through this. Our lead balloon team, as Dan thanked, and our friends, our family, the community at large. Thank you all so very much. It's a privilege and honor.
And this is not a challenge we would have taken on if we didn't think the community was 100% behind this place, and we know it is, and it always has been. And the power of this theater, this city, this community is unmatched. We cannot wait to open the curtains and start the show.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now I'd like to introduce Stephanie Hinman, please.
Thank you. I am honored to be here today representing myself and my father, Roger Hinman, and the Hinman Company. Since 1986, it's been my family's privilege to own and operate the Kalamazoo State Theatre. And since then, we've been honored to be the stewards of this magnificent property. The State Theatre originally opened in 1927. It was founded by Colonel W.S. Butterfield, creator of the Butterfield Circuit, and designed by renowned architect John Everson, who was famous for his atmospheric theaters worldwide. If you look up, you'll see what we mean by atmospheric. The ceiling was made to resemble a night sky over a Spanish courtyard with twinkling stars. In those early years, the State Theatre hosted vaudevilles and silent film, accompanied by the Barton Theater organ, which still remains today, which is pretty special. As entertainment tastes and technology evolved over the decades, the venue hosted more films, talkies, and the stage continued to be graced by legends of all genres. Opera performances, big bands, ballets, dance reviews, stage shows, concerts, comedians, and more right here on this stage. It's hard, almost impossible to put into words what the State Theatre means to me and my family. If these walls could talk, and I only know a small portion of it. The Hall of Famers, the comedy specials. Fish was interviewed in this upstairs lobby. Dave Matthews Band opened for Big Head Todd and the Monsters right here on this stage. That crowd, or that statue over there went crowd surfing. I don't know if many of you know that, at the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Pearl Jam concert. So lots of crazy things have happened in these walls. And people travel from all over to experience this. And they get to experience our community. The memories that people have been able to make here over the last almost 100 years are incredible. Burned into my memory are those moments that can only happen during live entertainment. Something the artist did, or an impromptu onstage proposal by a fan. That human connection, the unpredictable awesomeness. When people gather for whatever reason, to remember, forget, celebrate, to have those human connections of joy, laughter, awe. It's a recipe that makes this happen. The fans, the artists, and the team of people who pull it all together to make those magical moments matter in an amazing venue, thus leaving an impact at a personal level. I'd like to use this opportunity to share a public thank you to everyone who's had a role at the State Theatre. How many of you have attended a performance or event at the state? Yeah. Thank you to each and every one of you who supported this place along the way. Thank you to the audience members who came from near and far. Thank you to the artists. Thank you to the promoters. Thank you as well to the amazing staff who allowed us to host so many wonderful performances and events over the decades. We truly could not have done it without you. And thank you to the Kalamazoo community for your continued support and passion over all those years. It was not an easy decision when my family decided to pause operations last year, but it was a very easy decision when we found Dan and Holly Carmichael. They epitomize everything we were looking for. They have a business background and will be able to manage and grow operations. They have experience with events and performances, so they know what needs to happen behind the scenes. They live in Kalamazoo and have roots that go back years. They have a passion for the arts. They understand the historical significance of this building and are committed to its restoration. They have grit and determination. They have heart and they have vision. That's exactly what this special place needs. My family and I have full confidence in them, in who they are, and what they intend to create. Holly and Dan, I could not be happier to hand over the keys to the State Theatre to you. Oh, I know you'll love the state just as much as we did. And I hope you'll find it every bit the transformative experience for you as it has been for us. And now I'd like to introduce Kalamazoo Mayor David Anderson to say a few words.
There's a couple points here in this book that's tabbed to me. There we go. So I'm David Anderson. I have the honor of being mayor here in Kalamazoo. And I'm just going to start it off. I am excited about this, really. For the community. And just before I get into some of the details here, I just want to say one thing is that if a community is lucky enough to have some kind of iconic structure in the community that people recognize and feel that is part of their own and defines for them what that community is and marks stages in their own life, that is one lucky community. And we have that here in the State Theatre. I'm sorry to say this, thank you, Dan and Holly, but I think there are thousands and thousands of people in Kalamazoo who think this is their theater. And I've heard that so much over the years when Roger Hinman, thank you, and Stephanie have managed and taken care of this building and brought wonderful entertainment and gathering reasons here to this theater. It didn't have to be this way. Roger reminded me this morning that there were plans to build a parking lot here. This could have been a parking lot. And now, perhaps one of just a handful of this style of theater that exists in the world. Roger also told me this morning there is one, I think, similar to this in Paris called the Rex. I don't know if it's still there or if it's a parking lot, but we are now in a category internationally with Paris. Think about that. Kalamazoo and Paris. It's not easy running something like this, being up to all hours of the night, managing crowds in and out. And I know that can be exhausting work, but I know that you know what it is and you understand that. And so once again, to the Hinmans, thank you for your stewardship for everyone in Kalamazoo. We had an opportunity to have a brief Zoom meeting before this, so I got to meet you in advance. I'm glad of that. And I left that, I'll tell you what. I mean, I felt like laughing and crying because of all the passion I have felt from people in Kalamazoo saying, what are we going to do? How is this going to stay alive? How is this going to be vibrant? To me, this is Kalamazoo. And I felt that after that. I happen to be married to Corey Terry, who's had a modern dance company here in town for 43 years and has operated in a former department store, Jacobson's, across the street, just kitty corner. And I think that people understand that the arts is deeply embedded in the DNA of Kalamazoo. And it's what brings people downtown, and it's what brings people together. I did have an opportunity, someone may have noticed, to be at a groundbreaking for another facility here in town, which presumably will be open in a similar time frame in 2027. And what I feel that I'm experiencing is a new wave of energy that is going to carry Kalamazoo, which, face it, cities have struggled over the decades, but it's going to carry Kalamazoo forward to a vibrant, beautiful gathering place future, not just for the city, but for the county and for the region. I'm so excited to be able to just be adjacent to that, play a very small role. So I just want to say thank you for being here. Any way I can help with the fire marshal, for example, please call me up. I'm not saying I can fix it, but I will do the best I can to make sure that this can be a resounding success. Thank you, Dan and Holly, so much. This last part is out of my hands. I understand there's a video message, and that won't be me throwing the switch on that, but just remember this moment, sitting in this darkened theater, and come back with new energy and new renovations for a fantastic kickoff in a couple of years. Thank you so much for everyone being here. Appreciate it.
Hi, this is Jeff Daniels. Just a shout out to everybody at the Kalamazoo State Theatre. I'm thrilled to hear that it's being saved, it's being restored, renovated. These places are American treasures. They have history, they have character, and I can't wait to play it again.
We can't wait for Jeff to be back, our own Michigander. All right, so we will now take any questions.
Two questions real quick. One, what work needs to be done to renovate this? And two, how much is purchase price?
We're not disclosing the purchase price, so thank you for asking. We have a number of items that we're working on. We're just digging into the initial planning phases, but like I mentioned, a big focus on ensuring that safety and accessibility, historic preservation of the beautiful architecture that you see here, modernizing some of the technology and usability and flow. Yeah, right here.
Mayor Anderson mentioned 2027. I don't know if you guys have at least an idea of when this might reopen.
You know, again, as we're digging in, we want to avoid getting real specific on that. We don't know what we're going to run into. But it will absolutely be ready when it's ready, I promise.
Yeah. Yes, in the back.
Is there a ballpark that you can give people? That's the question that everybody's going to be asking. We get emails about it all the time. When that's going to be. That was my first question. The second question is, what is the name of the new office? Is it what is their company name, like the Hinman company, or who should we attribute that to? And the third question is, find my hearing that I lost on the floor in high school coming to shows here, please.
Okay, we'll check the lost and found. There are a number of keys that old car keys. So
I don't know how they got home.
I don't either. So to your question, as far as the time frame, we of course have the 100th year birthday coming up, and so we're hopeful to be able to mark that in some way. Whether we'll be able to kind of fully scale be finished by then, I don't know. We've got a great architectural team that's working with us along with local partners to help us work on and dig into planning. So it's very initial planning, but we do plan to keep folks up to date. So if you have folks that are wondering, they can visit state-theater.org, and there is a sign up there to keep posted on those updates. Oh, and then Lead Balloon Productions. Lead Balloon Productions is the name of our entity that purchased the theater. Yeah.
LED or LEAD?
LEAD. Yep.
Yes.
Just for clarification, that's for the 100-year anniversary for the state of Michigan statement. Is that correct?
Oh, no, sorry, for the theater itself.
Okay.
Yep, the theater was built in 1927.
And another question. Dan, looking at your website, you say that you hailed from a cornfield in Michigan. Tell me a little bit more. How does it feel to be able to walk into this property, this historic property, and say, this is part of my team now, and we're going to preserve it? Yeah,
well, it's very surreal. We both grew up 45 minutes south in Sturgis. We've been coming to Kalamazoo our whole lives. For entertainment, for shows, I was in Koha hockey. So we've always been kind of an ancillary part of the community, and to have this be the reason that we are now part of the community is undeniably exciting for me.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Hard to tell.
No, sorry, I'm a little blinded, so I only see a little bit of a hand.
For our listeners, this might be the first time they've ever heard of lead balloon. So, I mean, what sort of experience are you bringing to this? I mean, I know you say you're in entertainment, correct?
Yeah, definitely. It's a fairly newly formed entity. Dan's done stand-up comedy for most of his life, on and off, and it was something we started digging more into as we kind of went into our second career phase here. And as far as the types of shows, we plan to host a large variety, although not our Western Michigan University national hockey champion. But we promise to bring really exciting acts across a spectrum. Dan and I are big fans of the arts and love a variety of genres, of course, stand-up comedy, but also music and opera and classical and symphony and
Our date night here was Modest Mouse. It was awesome.
What year was that show?
Oh gosh, it would have been.
How dare you?
Well, you can do the math. We've been married 18 years, so see if you can look back in the historical archive. Probably 06, I'm guessing.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did it take you guys to make this? I mean, how long did you mull it over before you pulled the trigger?
It's we weren't interested in owning a venue. We were interested in the State Theater, full stop. So it wasn't the timing of when the search began for new stewards just worked out serendipitously for us. So working with the Hinmans, it was easy. I could tell that I could tell that our vision was going to line up. And after that, everything fell into place.
Does this also include Harvey's on the mall next door?
Yes, we did also purchase the Harvey's building next door.
Any plans for that yet?
We are still diving in, so it's early. We've got a lot of considerations to make, so we don't have any firm plans yet. Yes.
Follow-up question to my last question. So is this your first time owning a theater, an entertainment venue at all? Have you owned other ones and operated them?
Nope, this is our first and only theater, and our best one.
Kind of following up on the Harvey's on the Ball question. I see that there's also like a storefront in between the theater and Harvey's. Does this deal also include that as well?
Yes, it's actually connected. It's the same building. Yeah.
I guess that's one from me.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned that there's a lot of infrastructure changes or a lot of modernization and so on. Are there any points specifically that you folks already have in mind, and are there already some structural challenges that you are aware of, and you're thinking, okay, that's one of the things that we're going to have to tackle as we preserve and restore this thing?
Yeah, no, those are great questions. I mean, I don't have anything super specific. Our daughter's a wheelchair user, so we know if you walked down the steep grade, it was difficult to do, probably even doing that. And so we know there will be pieces of accessibility that we want to address. We want the theater to be inclusive for all patrons and performers, as well as, upgrade. There's probably restrooms will be something that we'll tackle, especially here on the first floor. You'll notice there aren't a ton for us ladies to use. But beyond that, I think we're going to be diving into a lot of plans, but we do plan to keep folks up to date through that site update and make sure that we can stay connected to the community so they know, because I know everybody is wondering and wanting to know.
We were fortunate enough to attend the League of Historic American Theaters conference, and we were bombarded with the amazing advancements in theater technology. So combing through that is going to be a priority as well.
Could you spell your names for us? Because I haven't seen a printout for you.
Yes, there is a printout that'll be handed out afterwards, so I'll save you all the LMNOPs.
I mean, we're talking about changes a lot. I mean, obviously changes is going to be scary, especially for our listeners, especially the classic music people. In terms of those changes, how are you guys balancing changes while also keeping, what people love about the theater?
Yeah, no, it's critical. It's crucial to me. I want to make sure that John Everson will be proud of the work that we did to the theater and that we'll do to the theater. It's one of only a handful left here in the United States. And so it's really important to make sure we do it right and that we preserve those things, even though we're still making modifications and modernizing other things. And so that's a huge priority. So the folks who love this place, I can promise you will love it even more when we're finished.
I guess follow up additional changes to what you guys are showing here. Obviously there's a reason things shut down here. So do you guys have, she mentioned a vision that you guys presented for what this theater is going to present to audiences. I mean, can you touch on that a little bit more about what things are going to change, keep the same in terms of what's going to be shown here?
Yeah, as far as programming or actual theater architecture?
Program.
Oh, programming, yes. No, we still plan to have live music and other, the shows that folks have been seeing here. In fact, I think you'll probably see an expansion of the variety of programming that will be offered.
Any details about what that expansion includes or not?
Well, we are accepting and taking bookings for when we reopen and talking to talent folks now. So I don't have anything firm, but I can tell you it will be live music across all genres and more.
One more question.
Sure. You spoke about how there's just a handful of other John Everson theaters across the country. Have you spoken with any of the caretakers of those theaters at this point already? And
yeah,
some of the challenges they've had with restoration?
Yes, absolutely. We've had a good chance, as Dan mentioned, the League of Historic American Theaters, of which this theater is a member of. We had an opportunity to meet a few of those folks and plan to continue some of those conversations and even visit those theaters as well as we dive in and share some of our, hopefully collective brain trust between those special few.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming.
All right, and we do have some refreshments upstairs if you want to join us up there, and I'll take a a group on a brief tour if you would like to go on a tour first. So
Oh, gosh. There we go.
Okay. Yes, exactly.
Very
Oh. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm a one-man band here. I do everything.
Wanted to say,
Oh, like that? Yeah. I'm looking at like that right now.
there you go.
No, it's going to be something involving a structure at WMU.